Hello, friends. Welcome to yet another episode of Tea Talk with Owen. My name is Owen Fernandez, and I wish you a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Today is the 10th of August, 2021, and I take this opportunity to wish my Muslim friends a great start to the Islamic New Year. Let us all pray for peace and good health for all of mankind. Our topic for the day today is how to stop seeking outside validation. Now, as we look around, especially to little children, and even for that matter, adults, we all see that the human spirit, right from childhood, is looking for appreciation, acceptance, and acknowledgement. It is true for a fact that we want our ideas, our thoughts, our choices, our opinions, and even our achievements to be appreciated by others around us, don't we? We have been craving for validation ever since our childhood. I remember as soon as I used to get my report card, the first people that I would like to show was definitely my parents and looking at what they have to say about my performance all the year around. Now, even if I would have done something wrong, okay, I'm still looking at them to seek approval, acceptance, or for that matter, even rejection and rebuttal. But it's a normal tendency. As children, we looked for recognition and acceptance from our parents whenever we accomplish something good. Friends, all I know is that as humans, we share an innate drive to connect with others in society. And sometimes it is the same need for approval from others that could probably lead to suffocate and kill our freedom. Now, this constant need for approval and acceptance can lead to various other issues like unhappiness, like rejection, stress, low self esteem, and to some, even leading them to depression. So, our today's topic is how to stop seeking outside validation. And I will make an attempt to share a few ways how you can do that. So, grab a cup of tea or coffee, take a comfortable seat, relax as we go deeper into this topic. And also, please share with me where you are watching this episode from. So, let's get started. I see Peter on the line today. Wonderful to be here after a week-long absence. Yes, Peter, I missed you, but good to see you back. So, like always, I would like to start with a saying, and this time it's from Michelle Benedict. She says that if you put validation in the hands of others, I repeat, if you put validation in the hands of others, you will be obliged or obligated to go back to them every time you need it. Now, can you imagine this type of bondage, this type of slavery? And most of us may not even know it, and it has become a habit. Friends, I do not know to whom I am talking to today. The only permission, the only validation, and the only opinion that matters in our quest for significance and success is our own. And I add, and maybe I paraphrase, as a believer, I would also like to get some validation from God. I would like to get the approval of my Creator. It is between you and the Creator and nobody else. Now, for the last 10 years or so, social media has invaded our lives and thus play an important part in our lives. You can see it all around you. So, a large part of our need for validation from others could probably have evolved more from this new hysteria called social media and the way people frame themselves and their identity based on how others respond to their post. I have seen people talk, I have seen people discuss about getting likes and dislikes, and some even have resorted to pay in order to get some likes so that they could be, you know, popular or whatever it is. Now, is this good? Are we actually exercise freedom when our minds are blocked and our minds are looking out for validation from somebody else. So, are there any ways that you could stop seeking validation from outside, from others? So, here I have basically worked out 8 short, small, simple steps wherein which you could use any of them for your own good. The first one is, and this is a very important one, is prioritize yourself. Now, here, I don't mean that you should be selfish and self centered. Learn to give importance to what you like and also your opinions because they are coming from somewhere. Stick to your decisions and be firm about them. Instead of seeking validations from others, ask yourself first and seek your approval first before going to anybody else in your family or your friends or your inner circle or relatives or even for society, from society in general. Now, if you do receive validation, recognize the praise and acknowledge it, and do not worry about others' opinions. Our souls and spirit is good enough to tell us what would work and what wouldn't work. So the first step, the first way that you could try it is that pat yourself on your back and say that you're good enough. Prioritize yourself. You are a human being. You have got body, soul, and spirit. Give importance to what you like and check your opinions. From where did it arise in the first place? There is something called an inner sense, the sixth sense, and listen to it. So prioritize yourself. The second possible way is understand the type of validations you're looking for. In short, ask yourself, why are you looking for a validation, or for that matter, acceptance, approval, acknowledgement? Why do you want to be accepted by your friends? Or why do you want to be considered the best employee? Or for that matter, an ideal partner in a relationship? What is the need that drives you to seek for validation? Mostly it could come out from some sort of low confidence or low self esteem, or simply, okay, a consciousness that something is going wrong somewhere and you want to know if it is impacting somebody else. Learn to recognize and acknowledge your behavior. Check your behavior. Why is it that you're looking out for validation? And how important is that person in your life for you to seek approval of? If you have got any comments whatsoever, please go to the chat box. I would be very happy if you could interact with me. The third way is, as I said, social media has not only influenced us in many ways, but it has also invaded our lives. Why don't you think of taking a short sabbatical? Take a social media break. Get off from all social media sites and see if it is one important way to avoid seeking external validation. Now, what does this do? Taking a sabbatical, taking a break, this eliminates the comparison to others or the anxiety and the stress about how our picture, post, or comment is being seen and received by others. Try taking a social media break, and suddenly you will find out, hey, listen, I'm 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 good enough. I'm strong enough. I'm happy the way I am, rather than seeking for approval, for recognition, for false, what you call, people can lift you up on a pedestal simply for nothing. Maybe there is a vested interest on their part. Maybe they would like to befriend you. Maybe they would like to abuse you, or maybe they could like to extract something from you for whatever reason you may not be even aware of. Take a social media break. Get off from social media. The fourth way that you could probably explore is be mindful. Now, what do I mean by that? This word mindful has come up in various episodes in the past. Now, for those who are watching this for the first time, Let me tell you that all the previous 24, 28 episodes are on my YouTube channel. Please go to my YouTube channel, Owen Fernandez, and see if you can find some episodes that could be applied immediately in your life where you are standing, or maybe you could just share it with some friends of yours so that they could benefit it. So when I'm talking about be mindful, think about the fact that you are today because of certain things that have happened in the past, good or bad. We have all achieved something in our lives to be where we are. Start making a note of your accomplishments, however small they are. Remember to read through them. Remember what what made you succeed or what made you overcome at that point of time. Acknowledge your abilities, your talents, and your skills. Now, on a personal front, I've been doing this program every Tuesday and every Thursday. Am I mindful of people who are showing up or not showing up? No, I'm only mindful of the fact that if I could touch the lives of few people over the course of time, transformation is not instantaneous. Transformation is a process, and the process will lead to progress. So I'm mindful about my ability, about the clarity of my purpose, the why I am showing up, and I may or may not be bothered by the opinions of others. Now, if it is something constructive, if there is something that they are trying to push me forward, welcome. I'm more than open to entertain those thoughts. But I would also like to see who are the people who are speaking up and what is their achievement. Is there anything that I can look forward to what they have achieved in life so that I can take something from them? All of us are capable and we have reached to this point because of something good that has happened in our past. So start making a note of your accomplishment, however small they are. Read through them and acknowledge your abilities, your talents, and skills. Oh, I have a gentleman by the name of Sandeep Datta. Welcome. I'm in sales for the last 20 years, he says. Still, I feel a need for validations whenever I have achieved something big. Is it a normal behavior? It's absolutely normal, Sandeep. But ask yourself, why do you need it? It could arise from something in the past. It could arise from experiences when somebody has basically stopped appreciating your efforts. It's all about self awareness, it's all about self esteem and self confidence. Connect with me, Sandeep. Write a mail to me at owen@owenfernandez.com, and I will be able to talk to you one on one and see how best we could come out of this issue that you're having. Be mindful. We all have achieved many things in life. The fact that we are having a big expectations of what success could look like. Success is a long, long distance journey. Look out for the first win. Try to get a win today and repeat that win for tomorrow and day after tomorrow in different situations that you find in, because each day is an opportunity for us to win. Now, when I'm talking about win, I'm talking about overcoming. I'm talking about overcoming obstacles, the things that you thought that was not possible is possible if only you apply your mind and be mindful. So be mindful. The fifth possible way that you could stop seeking outside validation is embrace a growth mindset or have a growth mindset. Friends, when you are open minded to learn new things, when you are open minded to adapt yourselves to various situations, you are less likely to seek validations from others. Now, why do I say this? According to psychologist Carol Dweck, you can find her on YouTube. She has come up with great short TEDx speeches on the comparison between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. Go check her out. According to her, people with a growth mindset who believed that skills and abilities can be developed over time rather than just being feeling that that I'm not able to achieve, rather than as being unchangeable, those were the people that were most likely to achieve their full potential than those with a fixed mindset who took feedback as a sign of disapproval and failure. Friends, if you open your ears wide enough, people will throw a lot of rubbish into it. Why? Because people love to judge. Now, I'm not saying that all feedback is bad, but if that feedback pushes you forward, entertain it. But if the feedback is coming from sources who have got nothing to show up for themselves, it's best to ignore and not take their validation and not even look for approval and validation, even if it means that if it is coming from your inner circle. I have seen parents and I have seen guardians who are very tough on their children while growing up. Even though the child is looking for some acceptance, approval, and acknowledgement, which is normal, the standards set by those parents and guardians are too high for a child to even come close to it. Now, I don't believe those. I don't judge those parents. Why? Because all that we do, we believe we are doing it for the good of our children, of our family, of our relatives. But that all comes up from the level of awareness of where you are at that point of time. So have a growth mindset. Be open. Be adaptable. Be ready to believe in yourself. Number 6, focus on the process and not on the outcomes. Now we are constantly focusing on a result that could probably take time. Rome was not built in a day. Brick by brick, stone by stone, pillar by pillar, and finally it was what it was. Focus on the process, not on the outcomes. Focus on concentrating on something, an activity that you can control, and thus you can reduce the power that approval has over you. As I said before, I do repeat it again. Trust the process. The process will lead to progress. And slowly and steadily you will see that you are growing, baby steps. And suddenly you will get that confidence that, hey, listen, I'm enough. I'm enough. While I am open to any constructive comments that could even push me forward, I don't need to seek validation. I don't need to seek approval. I don't need to seek what you call appreciation. I'm good enough. And if I fail, what? Failing is the stepping stone towards success. I've yet to meet any successful person who has never failed in life. And if he does claim that he has never failed in life and success was just an accident for him, I believe he is not aware of what he knows about himself. Number 7, ask. Now, questions are very powerful. Ask where your approval seeking behavior stems from. It could be a symptom. You need to find out the root cause. Now, all I know is that in most of our cases, the tendency to seek approval stems from our past and from our childhood. Now, take time to reflect. Why did your mother say? Why did your father say? Why did you look forward to your grandparents? What is it that you craved for? Reflecting on childhood experiences helps us understand the root cause. Now, as a grown up, you need to know that there is a time to let go of all the challenges we faced while we were growing up, because our parents worked from a level of awareness that suited them best at that point of time. You also need to know that our parents worked from good intentions, but maybe those things are the things that are actually holding you back. Forgive and let go. Ask where your approval seeking behavior stems from. Now, I know in my coaching career, there are so many people that I have met that still believe a lie as a truth because their minds were conditioned to believe that it was the truth. They never questioned themselves. Some said that it was in a culture, some said that it's ethnicity, some said at the core, you are a human being. You have the ability to think. A man is a product of his thinking. You are what you think all day long. Ask where your approval seeking behavior stems from. How did it all come into the picture? From where did it become a habit for you to seek approval of others constantly, validations? And finally, trust your intuitions. As I said, we all have a gut feeling, we all have the sixth sense. Friends, we tend to disconnect ourselves when we constantly focus on the world around us instead of what's happening within us. I repeat, we tend to disconnect ourselves most of the time when we constantly focus on the world around us instead of what's happening within us. Now, when this happens, we start to lose trust in ourselves and try to seek reassurance from others around us. Our inner guide, our inner spirit becomes crystal clear when we trust ourselves more than anyone else. As I constantly over the last 2 or 3 years, I've been promoting this message: the win is within you. Anybody who looks within will get a win rather than who looks outside and simply gets disappointed. We were never created to fail. Everything that we ever needed has been given to us. The only thing is that we need to discover, go deep within ourselves for a win outside, which means to say, continue on your journey if you know and if you are aware of, and you will surely succeed. You do not need any validations, any approval, any false appreciation, or any comments or anything that pulls you down. So in summary, I would just like to read those 8 ways that you could possibly use to stop seeking outside validation. Prioritize yourself, believe in yourself, put yourself first. It's not about selfishness or it's not about ego. It's just about you. And as I said, you are a being created in the image of God. Prioritize yourself, give yourself first preference in order to see and find out why is it that you are looking out for for validation, if at all you have a need for it. Understand the type of validation you're looking for. Take, if possible, overcome the temptation of social media and take a social media break. And then you will find out, hey, listen, I'm not listening to any noise around. I'm listening to my inner voice. And there you could make great choices. Be mindful. You have reached thus far. You've had achievements in the past. You've had successes in the past. Go back, reflect, and think about it. How did this success come around? Embrace a growth mindset. Be open, flexible, and adaptable to grow always. Focus on the process, not on the outcomes. Ask where your approval seeking behavior comes from. Where did it stem from? And finally, trust your gut feeling, trust your intuition. I see a good friend of mine, Oscar Ribello, saying good evening. Good evening, Oscar. Nice to see you on the call. I hope you and family are doing fine. Friends, in closing, I have got this to say: seeking validation will keep you trapped. I repeat, seeking validation will keep you trapped. You don't need anyone or anything to approve of your worth. The moment you understand this, you will be free indeed. True confidence is knowing that you alone are enough without the need for anyone else's validation. Of course, as I said, if you are a believer, if you have faith in God, connect to the source and get resource. Connect to the source for validation. Connect to the creator that created you and has given you abilities. I read somewhere that if you live for people's acceptance, you will die from their rejection. If you allow people to pour into you, not knowing from where they are and what level of awareness that they carry, believe me, it's going to create some sort of toxicity because it's all about vibration. Friends, At the end of the day, the only person you need to answer to is nobody else but yourself. At the end of the day, the only person you need to answer to is yourself. Why seek for validation? Why seek for approval? Thanks for watching. You will find the references of what has been shared in this particular episode at the end of this talk. Feel free to use them further for your personal growth. And if you like this episode, please comment and share. Remember, the win is always within you. You can always go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. There, as I said before, you will find this video and many other videos. Believe in yourself, friends. And I'm going to say it for the nth time. The win is always within you. I believe in you. And together we can. So stay safe. See you on the next episode on Tea Time with Owen.